Welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. This is Aftermath of Dynamite. It is Thursday night, October the 2nd. And we are here talking the week in AEW, starting with last Friday's Rampage, and then Saturday's Collision, and last night's uh, AEW Dynamite. So, Miss Anika should be here in just a couple minutes. In the meantime, I think Dolores has some graphics and some announcements for upcoming shows and so on and so forth.
Yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you about some things and then we're going to slide into some stuff, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we're going to be the 4 for 4 because we're doing SmackDown, Rampage, GCW, Please Buddy, and Turning Point by Impact Wrestling. So make sure you're 8 o'clock because we will be doing that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday at 1 o'clock, we will be watching Crown Jewel. Okay, we still are going to be coming on Saturday night with you, but Saturday afternoon, WWE Crown Jewel. Ladies and gentlemen, starting next week, there will be a multitude of changes. You've seen some of them this week, but next week is going in full effect. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, on Sunday, Enter the Square Circle will be coming on at 11 o'clock. Repeat, I have sounded the alarm. Enter the Square Circle will be coming on at 11 o'clock on Sunday. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the next day on Monday, you get to see the stars with me and J News live at 10 o'clock in the morning. Listen, we're going to be talking about New Japan and GCW. We're going to pick up on these two shows first where my brothers in crime, ALW and Sammy picked off. Okay? So when they dropped off, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna run. And we might do a little preview of some upcoming shows. We'll, make sure you gotta tune in to see. Also, ladies and gentlemen, every night is the cookout at 10:30 where everybody gets together to have a good old time and play games and talk hot topics. Okay? Also, ladies and gentlemen, as the Ruby Queen enters the building, we on Wednesdays are all for not, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? They going live for you. They going live. 10:15. You catch ALW and Sammy going live to talk about Raw NXT at any pay-per-view coming up. They're gonna preview it and review it. Okay? Then you hear Thursdays, Aftermath of Dynamite, live at 10:15. Making sure you hear because you get to see Anika and ALW talk. And sometimes if Anika ain't here, you might catch a girl dropping in just to have a good time. And then Friday is Friday Night Fights. Again, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow you get that 4 for 4 special. You get SmackDown, Rampage, Please Buddy, and Turning Point. Okay? Also, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m., it is CM and ALW doing Under the Radar. But ladies and gentlemen, this week, ALW won't be there. It'll be just CM. So you know she's going to hit it short and sweet, and you're going to learn a lot of things, okay? And again, Saturday morning or afternoon at 1 o'clock, Crown Jewel. Then Saturday night, we have Saturday Night is All Right, our collision thing that we watch every Saturday, which hurts my heart sometimes. But then Sunday, I get to laugh and have a good time with Into the Square Circle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start from Rampage of last week.
Actually, before we start, we have to address the 800-pound AEW gorilla in the room, right? Did I really fucking see that Tony Khan signed 8,000-year-old Ric Flair to a multi-year contract? You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, that's not the kicker part. The kicker part is that people are mad that they signed him. That is the point. I've had to listen to 9,000 podcasts tell me why shouldn't be mad at it. I shouldn't be. Ric Flair, he needs a job. He's this, he's that. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Listen, the man shouldn't wrestle. He dogged up, near died the last time. Now you want me to see him and they're going to say, well, he's selling his energy drink. A man with a hard problem selling an energy drink. Do anybody see a problem with that?
It it's a lot. It's a lot. Uh, yeah, that really is the question of what do you expect this distinguished young man to do? Because it's like I don't really think that he will be comforted in going in doing and having a behind the scenes job. It will have to be let's call a spade a spade. It will have to be in front of the camera, and he's gonna go Ric Flair, like full on Ric Flair. So yeah.
I mean,
He gonna
you
get
know,
another job next. He gonna get everybody get a job. If you don't like me, everybody get a job. The man outed your girlfriend on live internet, and you were mad. You were upset. Then you tried to disown him after his airplane ride thing, and then all of a sudden, just all of a sudden, you gonna hire him. To do what? To do what? Woo every day? Is every time a commercial come on, he gonna woo? You know what? He could be with Tony Storm because they two old people, black and white.
what do they say? An idiot and his money will soon be departed, right? So, I mean, Tony Khan, it is what it is, right? I guess it's his money. He can spend it how he wants. I think it's a terrible business decision. And I think the reason that keeps happening is because people keep doing it, right? Because people like Tony Khan keep bringing him on, or people like Vince keep bringing him back. It's like, stop agreeing to bring him back, and maybe he'll actually have to do something different. I don't know what that means, but at the same time, there is a certain bit of, you're a person, you can do whatever you want. If you want to go out on your sword in the ring, it is what it is. At the same time, like, I don't want to watch it. Like, I respect your option to do whatever you want to do, and it's your life, and you're an adult, and you can. But I don't necessarily want to see it, and I'm disappointed that these people keep giving him an outlet for it.
When are we gonna admit somewhat? And I've said it before. The AEW just picking up some of WWE's trash, and you can't do nothing with it. It's not working out for you, but you keep picking it up. You just keep picking it up. You hit the lick one time, one good time, and you swore every time. Because I picked up an expensive thing off the side of the road. I'm gonna pick up every piece of trash I see. You can't do that.
See now, we ain't gonna get into it who you think is trash. We're not even gonna go down that road. But for this right here, this is very questionable. Okay, the only thing in my mind that it goes to it's like, okay, Sting is retired. You want another legend. Rick ain't gonna do what Sting just did for the past 3 years. He's not. So it's just best case
No,
scenario.
and if he tries, we will see him die in that ring. I mean, if he tries to do those things, that's what's going to happen. Like,
Just a little bit. Like best case scenario, he's Andrade's manager, and hopefully it will just stay right there. That's all he has to do. Best case scenario, that's where we're going with this.
parade him out once a month for a cheap promo or to stand ringside while Andrade does his thing, and then and that's it. Then maybe I'm okay. It is what it is. I'm not okay with it, but it is what it is. But
I just want to know what happened to you had to bring all these old legends out to pop a rating. So Ric Flair's out here and I need him for a rating. I don't tell me how that make it make sense. Okay, you can talk crap, but then do it, and it don't mean the same thing. How's that?
all right, I guess we should get into Rampage from last Friday.
Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a review of AEW Rampage 116 from the date 10/27/2023. We had the no disqualification match between Mike Santana defeating Ortiz.
Why am I irritated by the fact that he goes by Mike Santana now? I don't know why that irritates me.
I
The
don't.
Mike part just irritates me. Just go by Santana, damn it. We don't
But
need the Mike. Like, but it was a great match. These two had a really, really good match. I enjoyed this a lot. I'm disappointed they're not proud and powerful at the moment, but at the same time, I don't think Proud and Powerful as a tag team was getting their due in WWE or in AEW either. So if they're gonna get time in a feud, at least at least I get to see them on TV. How's that?
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate the wanting to patch stuff up at the end, and she was like that. Now I was like, all right, cool, cool, cool. So like, hope. All I need is hope. All I need is hope. Interested that Saturday Dud came out to like. I don't know if I want that from a baby. I don't know if I want Ortiz with Team Slapnuts. I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, I mean there shouldn't even be a team Slapnuts, let alone another person added to it. So it should be dissolving, let alone adding more people to it. So
like
I'm not here
oh,
for that. But go ahead.
like on one hand, that'll maybe give him more airtime. On the other hand, it's Team Slapnuts.
Well, and so here's the thing, right? So if one does, if they don't do that, then where do these guys go to now, right? So they're now they're not going to be a tag team. It doesn't look like they're just going to both what wait for singles matches to come along. They're both just going to end up sitting and catering, right? I mean, that's really what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know. And then we'll see him again in 3 or 4 months, packaged back as a tag team, probably. I mean, that's I don't know unless you actually do something with them. I mean, maybe they have some sort of direction. I guess at least Team Slapnuts would be some sort of direction.
Exactly. So like, yeah, definitely just give them a chance.
Yeah,
Let them see how they cook on Rampage, and if they're good, go on Collision. If they're good, go on Dynamite.
yeah. It was a really good match, though. I really enjoyed the match. They
It
have
was
good
so
chemistry
good.
together, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. So great
Very nice
opening match.
into their blood feud. Yes.
Yes, very good match. I don't know what Ortiz is gonna do, but Santana's winning championships. Ladies and gentlemen,
Sure. Okay.
next was the AEW Women's World Title number one contendership four-way. Abaddon defeated Anna Jay, Sky Blue, and Willow Nightingale.
Again,
Uh,
decent match, solid match.
yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Abaddon in a while. She looks a little bit different. I kind of like the additional look. I don't. I guess I don't totally understand why Willow doesn't win here because I feel like out of these four, Willow's the one that you've been kind of semi pushing at least a little bit. And so I don't. Um, and I just don't know why Abaddon, but she got a title shot, and I guess if you're gonna feed somebody to the champion, Abaddon makes sense. I guess I don't know. I guess you don't necessarily want Willow to lose when you know that they're going to. So okay,
Right. No, let's call a spade. It was Halloween. They needed Abaddon for the spooky, scary match, and she is way more than that, which is very disappointing. It's like don't really know how many women are in your division that are on AEW, not on ROH, but you need more bodies. So it really was like you should have brought her out more. You could have definitely used the help.
yeah, yeah, it was a good match. It
Ladies
was a
and
solid
gentlemen,
match.
ladies and gentlemen, last match on this card for the Rampage was Konosuke Takeshita defeating Kyle Fletcher.
Amazing match. I thought this was really really good. I mean,
Yeah.
as it should be. I mean, on paper when you looked at this, I thought this is going to be great. Both guys can really wrestle. I think both guys showed how good they are. Um,
Mm-hmm.
both their futures are bright. I mean, Takesha's I think significantly older than Kyle Fletcher, but either way, both of their immediate futures are very bright, and Kyle Fletcher has a long career ahead of him. So, um, yeah, I enjoyed all of this. The end with Don Callis, where he was up in Kyle Fletcher's face, and they were kind of whatever, and it appears he's definitely joining the Callis family now. Okay, I guess it is what it is. I mean, I don't. We'll see what happens when Mark Davis comes back. I don't know if Aussie Open will just if Mark Davis will just say, "Hey, sure, I'll come along," or if they'll be like this. Oh, come back, Kyle. No, I got to pull you away from Don Callis. You've been brainwashed. Let me try to, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So I
Yeah.
don't know. It'll be interesting to see. But
No, definitely a great match, and I do love that. I feel like they heard what people were talking about. Like, why do they count for your part of this family? It makes sense. Like, it does make sense, doesn't it? Right, right. So let's just shoot the bullet and do what needs to be done. I don't. How long is Sammy out for? 'Cause I think that's really what happened as well. Where it's like,
Right.
oh, Sammy's gonna be out just for a little bit, so we're just gonna use Kyle Fletcher, and then we'll be back to Sammy's like, oh, he's really hurt. So let's
Yeah,
deviate.
I haven't read on how long Sammy's actually out for, but it sounds like it could be a little while at least.
Right, but it's a great deviation. It makes sense, right? Because I guess Osprey is in here, so like, yeah, have all Aussie Open come up in here.
Yeah. Yep. And then they could talk about like they were talking about on the announcers were talking about. Well, how is this is gonna have ripple effects through the wrestling world and NJPW because Kyle Fletcher and United Empire and blah 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 and Osprey and so I mean they could try and tie in all those things and get a little bit more international, play from the storyline and stuff. So yeah, it worked and
Yeah,
the match was amazing. I thought the match was really really good.
it really was. Like it's one of the things. Was like, could this been on Collect? Like, nah. I prefer that it was a good Rampage, even though Rampage isn't getting the numbers that it used to. So yeah, let this be the main event for Rampage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to review AEW Collision number 20 on October the 28th. We started off with the first match was Jay White with Austin and Colton Gunn and Juice Robinson with him defeating AR Fox.
Yeah, I mean I
Welcome
knew Jay
back,
White,
AR Fox.
right? New Jay White was going to get the win here, but it's still fun to see AR Fox. I always like AR Fox. I wish they would do more with him. I, I'd rather see him go to Ring of Honor and actually compete for like titles as opposed to just be kind of mid or in catering on AEW. But you know, I didn't think he was going to beat Jay White here. Um, it is what it is. They had a really good match though.
Yeah, definitely not. You knew Jay was gonna win, but anytime you can showcase your skills, take the opportunity. Like, hey, remember me? I'm still pretty good. But yeah, it was a good. Yeah,
This led into the Gunn, Austin and Colton with Jay White and Juice Robinson in their corner, defeating the boys, Brandon and Brent.
Yeah, and essentially kind of a squash match. This was a gun showcase match, and this was the whole first half of this show was basically Bullet Club Gold, whatever. It started with went into this match. So I mean, I like the boys. They can actually wrestle. The best
yeah,
part of them is when they come out with Dalton Castle. So it lacks a little bit of whatever when Dalton Castle's not there. But yeah, they just got fed to the guns. I mean,
I
Ladies
love
and
the no, I love the Peacock energy. I do like. They need to stop letting ROH get beat up on Collision. Like, at least 2 out of 5 times, let one of the ROH guys win. And side note, running over after the match, MJF tried to get his belt back. I kind of wish he would have gotten his belt back because main event is Omega versus MJF. I'm like, yeah, let him have the title back from this great match. So yeah,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, next match was for the AEW Women's World Title. It was Fight Night Fight. Hikaru Shida versus Abaddon, and Hikaru Shida won.
Yeah, I mean, this is
as
what I
we
was
always
talking about.
know.
I mean, Abaddon won the four-way the night before on Rampage, right, for this match tonight or on this collision. And like I said, Abaddon's not going to win here. They need someone to feed the Sheeta to a certain extent. I thought it was an okay match. I mean, they didn't have a whole lot of time. They never give the women a whole lot of time, and they don't really let. I don't think they really let Sheeta shine to what her potential really is sometimes. But hey, it's Halloween. Abaddon's out
Right.
there. They had a match, and Sheeta won.
Uh, yeah, very fun match. I don't know how I feel about this being a championship match and also a gimmick match. It did feel not important, right? And Sheila and Abaddon deserve more. But like you said, it was spooky season, so it's like, all right, fine. And then of course, Tony Storm comes out at the end. It's like, this girl's so stupid. This girl is so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's in her bag though. Tony Storm is definitely the best thing going on in the women's division at the moment, and I mean one of the best in AEW at the moment. So
Yeah, we'll talk more
yeah,
about it.
yep,
Next was for the ROH World Television title, Samoa Joe defeating Red Titus.
Like once
yeah,
again, ROH wrestler got squashed. It's just like, come on, man.
yeah. I mean, there's not really much to say about this. I mean, I'm a Red Titus fan, but yeah, I mean, he got squashed here, and I guess as well he should. I mean, Joe wants to wrestle MJF for the AEW World Title. Joe is a top tier main eventer. He's one of the best in the company, and he should be squashing Red Titus at this point, I suppose. So,
Okay, yeah. Yeah. And anytime you give me a walk away spot, I'm happy for it, right? And so,
of
yeah,
course, yeah,
definitely glad that Mojo won. But it's like, give him a little bit of love over ROH, please.
yeah, and so I talk about this a lot, right? So one of the things that I like let me rephrase that. One of the things I love about New Japan and why it's probably my favorite to watch, even though they do a lot of nonsense multi-man tag team matches that I don't really care for, is that even their jobbers are not jobbers so they don't get any time or don't they still have a decent match where it goes 7, 10, 11 minutes and they get to show something. They get a couple moves, they get a close 2 count, they get, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't yes, it does Joe good to look like that, but it doesn't hurt Joe either to beat a game Rhett Titus either, right? Like a guy that actually pushes him a little, gives him, I mean, can do some things which Rhett can. So like, it's more damaging to have Rhett Titus come on there and get squashed because now every time you're going to see Rhett Titus, you're going to think, oh, he's a squash, he's going to be squashed. Than it is to have Rhett Titus come on and push Joe a little bit and have Joe actually have a decent match with the guy and show what Rhett can do, and Joe still wins. I don't think it hurts Joe, and it
Not at
does way
all.
better for Rhett Titus.
And more so is like, yeah, I still like mystery in a wrestling match. It's like there's a chance. At least give us there's a chance in the in the match. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Next up was Ricky Starks with Big Bill in his corner, defeating Dex Hardwood with Cash in his corner.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's Dax versus Ricky, right? It's like
Right.
this is gonna suck. It's gonna be good to great.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I mean, that it's probably not going to go off without some sort of interference with Cash and Big Bill at ringside. But yeah, I mean, Ricky and Dax, they both can wrestle. They're both solid competitors, and it was going to be a good match, and it was right for what it was. I mean,
Yeah,
until it broke
most
down, as you knew
definitely.
it would.
Right. I guess the question is, what the frick are they doing with these tag title belts?
Yeah,
Like, what's his name? What's his name? Full Gears in a week, and ain't no one said nothing about the Young Bucks actually having a title shot. And it's like, what are we doing?
yeah, yeah. No, it's definitely odd. And then what do you think about Julia Hart revealing herself here? The lights went dark. Julia Hart came out, or on the ramp, the House of Black in the
Um,
ring.
I'm all for House of Black being on television. Never a bad decision. Very interesting that because like last time, right? It was last week. It was they came out and they faced BCC,
Yep.
and now this time they did kind of face FTR as well,
Hmm.
but Roosh and his group, I'm not gonna screw up that name, came out and chased them off, and
Yeah.
so it's like, okay,
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts here, right?
interesting,
So like,
right?
yeah, I'm not sure. And they already, even though House of Black is back and it's been okay so far. They've done a couple of cool spots. It feels like they have multiple coals in the fire, which I guess they could. I mean, there's 4 of them. So, but don't stretch them too thin either, right? Like, just give them one
Right.
solid storyline. Let's make that one good first, and then deal with having multiple things going on in the storyline, right? So, um,
Yeah.
I
No,
guess
no,
we'll
no.
see.
There's a story out there that Tony Khan is hotshotting these bookings, and it's like, sir, I need you to look ahead, please, especially when your pay-per-view is less than a week away.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, was Claudio Castagnoli versus Hot Sauce Tracy Williams.
Yeah, that was again another Claudio showcase, which is fine. I mean, Claudio should be getting the showcase, I suppose, here. But this is the same argument I have with Rhett Titus, right? And even more with
Yeah,
Tracy Williams, because I'm even more familiar with him than I am with Hot Sauce or with Rhett Titus. But Tracy Williams is a really, really good wrestler, and you don't give him any time to actually look like a decent wrestler. And I think that hurts Tracy Williams. I don't think it hurts Claudio or Joe to be pushed a little bit. I don't think it hurts them as much as it hurts these other guys, Rhett and whatchamacallit, being squashed. I just Rhett and
yeah.
Tracy Williams being squashed. So, yeah.
Now they could pick a different person, but I did love how this happened because like the story is right. Last week it was Claudio and Danielson versus OC and Okada, and Danielson got hurt. So Claudio is out for revenge. So even so that bell ring like, bang! I'm like, dang,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
dude, that good. I do love that feel of, oh no, I'm not just words. I said I'm a whoop that because in
Yeah.
OC, I'm coming for you. So I do love that energy and spark of, oh, this is a game. I'm not playing with y'all. Like they could have chose someone else, like maybe 2 point, maybe a Daddy Magic or Cool Hand Loop, right?
Sure,
It
sure.
could have taken it and still been on the better footing. But yeah, I
Yeah.
did love that energy.
I agree. I agree. And it's a good spot for Claudio. That's what, in theory, that's what he should be doing, right? At this point, to guys like that, I guess, to a certain extent. And he's fired up. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it plays well into the storyline.
This is someone else.
Last but not least, for this collision, we had for the AEW World Title match, the champ with no belt, MJF, defeating by God Kenny Omega.
So, here's my question. We had we had Title Tuesday, right, which went head to head with
Hmm.
NXT, and they had Cena and blah 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 and blah 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 on NXT, right?
Hmm.
And they beat AEW substantially. But it wasn't AEW's best show. I mean, it was okay. Title Tuesday was okay. It was what it was. And then I guess the next week they talked about how AEW lost again, but that the numbers were relatively close. And then this week they said that the numbers for AEW for this collision with this match were lower than the weeks before and the week before. And I don't understand how a match with MJF and Omega gets less audience than the week before. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't. I
I
understand. It's bizarre. So I guess it is what it is. I thought this was a fucking amazing match. I thought they killed it.
Oh no, this should not be on free TV. But I will say this: this is why you freaking promote the match freaking a month before it freaking happens. Like, like no offense, no offense. And I'm pretty sure either MJF, so Lord,
I'm
I'm
still
pretty
here.
sure
I'm still
either
here.
I'm pretty sure either MJF or Omega was like, "Oh, you don't break my streak. Oh, really bad. Let's do a match." Like that. That shouldn't be what you call it. I'm not saying hire someone to remember this stuff, but let's remember this stuff. You know, and so people were like, "Well, it was still a good match." Yeah, it was a good match, but if you promoted it 2 weeks, 3 weeks before it happened, maybe we'll have more numbers. Now, collision is collision. It's on Saturday. You're going against college football. So it is what it
Yep.
is, right? but
Sure.
at least give this match a chance to get more eyes on it. This free TV. I don't know what y'all. I don't know what y'all was watching. Saturday. I don't know. I don't know anything else
Yeah.
better than this. It was a good match. But
Yeah.
yes, promote your matches. Get your ducks in a row, TK.
Yeah. And I was impressed that they went with the clean win over Kenny here. I really thought that there was going to be some sort of shenanigans and that that's how Kenny was going to lose. I mean, there was a little bit of whatever, but at the same time, when it came down to it, MJF got the clean win over Kenny Omega. I mean, that's a huge feather in his cap. So yeah, I
Right?
mean,
Um,
they have put the rocket on his back for sure. I mean,
definitely.
he's getting pushed as hard as you could possibly get pushed at the moment. So
Yeah, no, definitely a great match. It probably was a decision of this is Kenny versus MJF, and there was enough like with Don Callis coming out, but when it is this big caliber of a match, I don't think you want too many shenanigans, right? So they had
yeah,
enough for me, and I don't mind him beating him clean, not even in a little bit. And so, and the story is okay. As long as this bald headed is still out here, I can't do my job, Kenny Omega, because Don is haunting me like a crackhead. And so, I'm sorry,
exactly. Yeah,
allegedly. So I do love that story, right?
yeah.
I do
No,
love
I
that
agree.
story.
I agree.
Yeah, y'all need to nip it in the bud though, because
Yeah.
it's dragging out too long.
All
Okay,
right.
now we're on to Dynamite from yesterday, 11/1. Yes, it's Dynamite 213. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, we're going to ask Nika and we're going to ask ALW the question that we just asked on our Twitter. Did you enjoy Dynamite? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I almost enjoy it all the time.
Right?
I somehow I guess so. There was rumor. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. There was an announcement before the announcement that TK was going to make an announcement of some proportion, and I guess I missed it. What was the? Because I didn't. He made it. I guess there were a couple announcements made, but I guess I missed the
Yeah,
announcement, or I don't know
we
which
gonna
one
go.
was considered the announcement. So what was it?
We're gonna
We're,
go over it. It was a dud, and as a lot of people say, it and the crowd goes mild. Okay,
Okay, all right,
not even mild. Like it wasn't even worth you put on the stoop for, honestly.
okay,
I couldn't even get mad at it because I was like, it's nothing.
yeah.
Um, Ladies and gentlemen, first up was the AEW International Title match. We had Orange Cassidy defeating Claudio Castagnoli with Willa Yuta in his corner.
I want to break something right now. This makes me so irately fucking mad. So, you have Claudio who can't control his anger. He fucking destroys Tracy Williams in two moves. He fucking lays Orange Cassidy out with the biggest pop up undercut in their tag team match from 2 weeks ago you've ever seen in your whole entire life. And then he loses to the guy that doesn't give a shit about anything. I'm so tired of it. Like, this is ridiculous. This is his second run now. Why is he still beating guys that should be beating him? Oh my God, Claudio. I get it. I understand because next week or whenever they have the next match, whenever it is, Mox is gonna beat him and take the title back. I get it, but why Claudio? Why do you
It,
have to? Why do you have to feed Claudio to an OC here like that? I don't understand. Well, yeah, I mean Moxley came out at the end of this, right, and wigged the
Yeah,
fuck out. And we know Moxley's gonna just destroy Orange Cassidy. That's what we're leading up to, right? But that's what Claudio should have done too. Like it should be fucking Claudio versus Moxley for the title. Let's go BCC versus BCC, or BBC versus whatever BCC versus BCC. Let's go. Iron sharpens iron. Let's fucking go. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need Orange Cassidy in this anymore. I'm so pissed that Claudio lost. I don't. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Even though Moxley needs his revenge, it still doesn't make sense to me.
like I
I
don't know why you're so you really thought Claudio. Okay, percentage wise, what percentage you give Claudio for beating OC in this match? Honestly,
Really, the way he was going into it, and the fact that this is his second run, and all that. Other than the fact that Moxley was hanging in the wings, and I like 75%. I thought fuck?
What a big number. This,
uh,
like this was a great match, and you said all the reasons why Claudio lost. I will say this: Claudio is that dude, and he does need a bigger push than what he is. Right, like TV time, TV time, great. I'm all for it, but I do want him to have a good run and a good program to lead up to another title run. That's not the ROH and actually AEW. So, but the match was great. I like OC, so I'm not that heated about it. But Moxley, I did love the end when Claudio was just like, so like this is their relationship. He already knew what's gonna happen. Claudio gets on the ropes. Wild thing comes out. He's like, "Yep, all right." So
Yep.
this he's
Moxley's gonna come out and kick the shit out of him.
he's just like, "Yep, yeah, that's what happened." He's moving his behind. All right, all right. It's been 5 minutes before. Before you get suspended, get off of him. Let's go. You're gonna beat it. You're gonna beat him up full gear.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know who's going to win at Full Gear. Because on one hand, right, depending on if TK is going to stick to his booking book and like, hey, the what you call it, brain fart, Anika. The plan was for Moxley to have this belt and go on a title run, but things happen, right? And I don't want this. This is that TNT title. It shouldn't be hot potato, in my opinion, right? So, and was it Wrestle Dream? Wrestle Dream. Was it Wrestle Dream? No. Was it All In? It was a great debate of if OC should beat Moxley or not. So, very interesting. Very interested. And I do love the promo afterwards where Moxley just mad. He's just like, you're so you're just so inconsiderate. When I beat you, I let you live. I'm like, what? Hold up. I'm sorry. Not killing me is considerate. Whatever. Okay, bypass that. And he's like, but now, and then Ray Phoenix got hurt. You just pulled the scrap. He's like, wait. I'm not even mad at you. I'm probably just mad I got hurt and this happened to me.
Yeah, no, great Moxley promo. I mean, classic Moxley promo. When he's, this is when he's really in his bag, when he's fired up, and he's, yeah, no, I love the Moxley stuff afterwards. And I assume Moxley's going to kick the shit out of OC. I have a feeling it could be some sort of squash type match. I think Moxley's going to come in just like a fucking, like a freight train and just roll right over him. But we'll see. I mean, that's my hope, at least at this point. If he beats Claudio and then he beats fucking Moxley at Full Gear, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm fucking done.
I'm up in the air. I'm right back at all out or then all out. And it's like whoever wins, I'm cool with. I'm okay with.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go 3 segments in before we get to the next match. As we talked about post-match, Jon Moxley challenged and it was accepted for Full Gear to face OC, which we'll be watching on November the 18th. Then we had backstage MJF attempted to recruit Kenny Omega for Wednesday's night main event, but Chris Jericho slammed the door in his face. Then Wardlow grabbed him and let him know, I'm going to come and take everything from you when you least expect.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a cool little scene. Like he snatched MJF, and MJF did a really good job of looking pretty fucking scared. Like he was like, "Oh shit!" I mean, it would be cool if Wardlow had actually like punched him or thrown him or something, but just grabbing scaring him was pretty cool.
Like he got jacked up, and so yeah, great moment. And especially because I think it's like I don't think they didn't see eye to eye until the squash match from 2 years ago. So that is how it's supposed to look when you meet up with the crackhead who, I'm sorry. Alleged. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's a crackhead. I'm sorry. The big monster that squashed you beforehand. So yeah, that's how your face is supposed to look. To go back to the beginning, I did love that. Not like we don't know how long it's going to take Adam Cole to come back, but I do love they're going to still keep him in the loop. So, MJF called Adam and was like, hey, just want your advice on who I should pick. And Adam said Samoa Joe. I'm not sure if it's a story there, but it might be a story there. So we'll see. And then Ryan comes out, he just like boop, I'm canceled. So yeah, all of it was great. This thread throughout this show was a nice touch.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to give you the match and the segment of why this happened. Ladies and gentlemen, the next match was for the ROH six-man tag, and the Mogul Embassy, Bishop Khan, Brian Cage, Toa Leona, defeated the elite of Matt and Nick Jackson and Adam Page because Swerve Strickland interrupted Page's match as he was coming back and stole his focus. And Hangman took out after Swerve and Prince Nana, leaving the Bucks to get beat up.
I don't
So,
understand.
so,
First
so
of
many
all,
thoughts.
didn't the Hung Bucks just beat these guys for the titles 2 weeks ago or something? I mean, this is their second match since being Ring of Honor's
I want to say it was a month ago because
champion.
it was for Wrestle Dream. But yeah, did
And
they
now they
even
lost them
appear
to
on
the same
ROH
guys
one
again.
time?
I mean, so now these 5 guys. No, and now all 5 of these guys and these belts are all just a side story for Hangman and Swerve. When did all
Like,
5 of these superstars get relegated to just being part of the Swerve and Hangman Page story? That's really all this is a vehicle to further that story. Like, okay, you have the greatest tag team in the world right there. I mean, what the fuck are we doing?
this whole staging was not 100% perfect, right? Like last week, this crazy man was in your house talking to your baby, and so you just gonna casually just come out and have a regular match. I'm like, these people know where Swerve is. I need a little bit more fire. I need you to go Claudio over the Tracy Williams on the behind, and just straight up mollywop these people. You're acting too sane. You're acting too sane. Now, Swerve coming out talking about whose house? That's because in your house. that was hilarious, and I love that. But yeah, this is the hot shot booking that does not need to happen. Y'all need to put more thought into these matches, especially again, one of your top 4 reviews is next week.
I mean, you put the
Ladies and
belts on the
gentlemen,
Hung Bucks. You put the belts. I'm sorry. You put the belts on the Hung Bucks in theory to raise the profile of Ring of Honor. They only hold them for 3 weeks. They're never on Ring of Honor television, and then they lose them to the guys that they just beat for them.
Yeah.
Just make it make sense. Like you always say, just make it make sense.
I can make it make sense. They were ROH champions. They did defend their title, not on ROH because ROH is AEW. They are one and the same, even though they're supposed to be separate. Name the last time you've had other than Athena, a match on ROH. It's always on AEW. It's pretty much AEW. It's just he might as well just drop the ROH and just call it AEW at this point.
I mean, well, okay, and to that point, do something. So you are right. So let's flip it because I want more Athena on Dynamite and Collision and Rampage. Like I need to see more Athena on TV. If that
Athena is training some women on how to wrestle. That's what she's doing. She's training a young girl and the announcer how to wrestle. That's her job.
It is one of the funnier segments on Ring of Honor TV every week. Actually, Athena and the Minions. So if you don't watch Ring of Honor TV, you got to check that out. Yeah, they're called. She has 2 minions. Minions in training. It's hysterical.
It's Billy Starks and Lexi Nair. Lexi is the announcer. This is what I don't understand. Lexi is training to be a wrestler with Athena on ROH, but She's an announcer on AEW Dynamite and
Yeah.
Collision and stuff every week.
Yeah, well, she was an announcer on Ring of Honor too, right? And then she's like, "You're coming with us now. You're a minion in training as well." And Tina just like took her under control, and this is like, "You're a minion in training now too." So,
Hey, we said earlier they need some more female bodies in the women's division. So hey, yeah, let's see if she's how good she is in the ring. Let's
yeah.
see.
All right. What was
Ladies
next,
and
Miss
gentlemen, we
Dolores?
did have a Copeland promo where he got interrupted by Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne because Christian Cage was like, I vow I will break your neck. And then they started to beat him. And that's what Sting and Dom was like, oh, no, you can't do this. And they stopped.
Oh, I thought this was great. I thought Adam came off good in the beginning. Christian was great. I again we've talked about this. Every time since Adam's come back to AEW. Ultimately, the goal is as fans we want to see Edge and Christian have another run. In lieu of that, and prior to that, if assuming we're going to get that at some point, I'm okay with this at the moment. This is kind of fun. I want to see Edge. I want to see Adam now wrestle Christian. Yeah, and Christian's, we talked about how great Christian is as a heel at the moment. So
No. Yeah, great segment. I think they rushed it a little bit too much. They could have waited for the Spirit to Christian at the pay-per-view. Like I think they should have waited. Like, and I kept asking the question: do they face each other in WWE? Come on, is this the first time that he ever speared Christian? It may not, and I just don't remember, but I feel like it is, and that's a big deal, right? So if it is, don't know if it isn't, but if it is, yeah, you should have. For me, I think you should have waited for pay-per-view to do it. But nonetheless, it's hilarious how he was a little bit mad when he said talk about your family and stuff, right? But him and Danielson, when you go for the neck, when you go for CTE, oh, that's when you want to hulk up and start beating up people.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
your family turning your livelihood to wrestle anymore.
right, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the most, most important. Hold on to your seats, okay? Tony Khan made his important announcement.
Uh,
And that was AEW ticket sales for All In are December the 1st.
oh my God, that was really the announcement.
That was
Yes,
literally the
yes.
announcement. You had Nigel McGuinness with him. They were both in suits. Did this whole promo of the holiday season are coming, but for my family, they've had the Christmas tree up in July. Wink,
Oh
wink,
my God.
blink your eyes, breathe. And so, but now for the holiday season of you, we are now announcing that Wembley all in ticket sales that is the next year, 10 months are available.
Now,
And for
okay.
me, like I need a card. If I'm gonna put my card on my money into going to a pay-per-view, let alone something across the pond, let me know who's gonna be there. And it's but you can't tell me that, can you? Because it's a year out.
Listen, we get when you go to a WWE show, whether it's trash or not, you know you're gonna get a spectacle. It's gonna be fireworks and everything. It's gonna be worth you going because at least you're gonna either have a good time laughing at it or watching it. Whereas though I don't know if I'm gonna get that way either. So to announce that and make it seem like you're trying to get the jump ahead so you can get that money up. And that's not it's not working. But then
But
we had
I was at
yeah,
this point, he's like the boy who cried wolf, right? Like he's made so many. Oh, this is gonna be in a blockbuster announcement. Tune in, and so many of them have not been that it's like now I don't even care. Now I just assume it's gonna be. Now I kind of want just for the train wreck aspect, like how bad of an announcement is it gonna actually be? Like,
one
you
He
know
day
what
has
I
he
been
gonna
mean?
talk
telling
about
us.
he
He
keep
has
going.
been telling
One
us.
day he gonna say I have an announcement and it's gonna be we going out of business.
Like he has to be aware of himself that this is stupid now.
Yeah,
You're being ridiculous.
I agree. Yeah, or someone's got to tell him for sure. I mean, if they're not, then he needs somebody to. He has too many yes men around him.
Now
Ladies,
the flip side of it is, and we just realized this, the WWE is doing something in Berlin, right? And that's the same month as Wembley All In. So this is still a very big jump. It's like to like, okay, let's get ticket sales started. So, but it's still like, but sir, I really don't think
Yeah,
off the top of my head, it maybe 500 people are like, okay, I'm going to get my tickets now.
yep,
Like this probably won't, like, I get it because WWE is shady, but you announcing it this early ain't gonna make no difference. It's not, in my opinion, it's not.
I agree. All right.
next, ladies and gentlemen, I have four, maybe five things to tell you. Okay,
Uh,
and I'm also gonna shock you with the name of one of these tag teams. Okay, we start out with Don Callis and Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher and Powerhouse Hobbs joining the commentary team, right? To watch the Golden Jets, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega defeat Angelo Parker and Matt Menard. But afterwards, Callis challenged Jericho and Omega to a street fight in Ontario, California in 2 weeks on Dynamite. And Omega offered up Kota Ibushi as the partner, and Jericho produced Paul White. But then Omega gets backstage, and Matt Jackson took exception to him partnering with Chris Jericho in the first place and lashed out at him.
The world it is tall, Paul. I'm saying
yeah, right. That was a lot there. So yeah, I mean, the Golden Jets match was what it was.
it was decent.
I Jericho's still a decent wrestler, and all four of these guys can wrestle. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, you knew that the Jets were going to win. Obviously, 2.0 is not going to win here, um, and so it is what it is. And then the stuff with Coda. I mean, I'd be happy with Kota Ibushi. I guess does this mean? I mean, they only need three guys. Does this mean we're not getting Kota Ibushi? We are getting Paul White, or are we not? Was Paul White
No,
just for
it's
the moment,
four.
or
It's 4-4.
who's
Osprey's
the?
gonna join. Osprey's going.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Somehow I missed that. I thought they were just talking 3-on-3. So yeah, no. I mean, I was excited when the big show music went off or whatever, and So I'm here for it. I'm here for Omega and Ibushi in the same ring together. I like Paul White. I don't like Chris Jericho, but um, yeah. I mean,
I,
this was a fun segment.
I need y'all to end this. I need like this has gone on too far. I need y'all to end this because no offense. Like we just had the great match of MJL versus Omega, and Omega's finally realizing, hey, I am that dude. I am the face of this division, and we're gonna go right back to him tagging with Jericho. And no offense to Jericho, but no, you should not be having this shine in this. For goodness sake. And I don't really know what's going on with the hunt. Like I kind of know what's going on with the Young Bucks, but how interested am I? I
Yeah,
don't know. Right? I do feel their pain of why the freaking this dude about in the locker room. It's like,
yeah,
right.
for sure.
What were you doing when Hey Man left and we were getting beat up? You really couldn't come out and help us a little bit.
Right?
I mean,
Omega,
no offense, you get mad at me for choosing two other people as my friend, but you let this man buckshot Larry at me while you stood there and do crap. I think I should trust you.
Right? Agree.
Next, ladies and gentlemen, was again something that had multiple segments and things to it. We had the AEW Women's World Title match where Hikaru Shida defeated Willow, but then Tony Storm came out and Sheila just beat her all the way to the back. Where then Julia Hart returned and offered Willow her hand, but Sky Blue's like, and stepped in between it and sprayed blue mist all in her face. would send her packing on her way.
Yeah, I was back to the beginning. I was disappointed that Willow lost. I mean, Sheeta's having a decent run, and this is a good match, and it's a good defense for her. I'm tired. I wanted Willow to win. I'm a Willow fan. I don't dislike Sheeta, but I love Willow. I really wanted Willow to win. I thought they did a good job. There were a couple spots where I thought, oh shit, is Willow going to actually win? So, I mean, they did a good job of
Right.
that, even though I knew she wasn't. Um, yeah, and then, Tony Storm, we've talked about this, is in her bag. Her and Sheeta at full gear is going to be really good. And then the Blue Mist stuff. I mean, this has now been going on for a couple weeks with Willow and Sky Blue and Julia Hart. And I don't know what the Blue Mist means coming from Sky Blue, but okay. I thought it was kind of a, turning of the tables, right? So I liked it. I thought it was all good. Other than Willow losing here, I thought this whole thing, like Dolores says, is all kind of intertwined. I thought the whole thing was pretty good from the match to the final part of the segment
Yeah, no, no,
where y'all
no.
left.
Like, great match. Like you, I love Willow. Hopefully, we got 2 more months for this. Oh God, we have 2 more months for this year is over. So hopefully, 2024 will reset Willow because yeah, I don't get what they're doing with her right now. It makes zero to little sense, right? So yeah, but great match. Her kicking out on the one during the off the top rope Falcon Arrow was great. Like, I love her hulking up. Loved Sky Blue not turning. It felt like it was like, okay, when is she gonna turn?
Yeah.
When she gonna turn? Oh no, she's not turning. It's gonna be just her being cool. I will say, if we're gonna give her the blue mist, you have to teach her how to spray it. Cause I think that's what kind of threw people off. It's like I didn't see. I'm like, what? Did something come out her mouth? Oh, okay. Julia is covered in blue ink, so I guess something happened. So
Yeah.
if you're like, please help her project. I know it's nasty, but you have to project it so it can be in her eye. But don't worry, she's been doing
It,
it to
wa-
other
it,
people.
it
It's her
wasn't
get
totally
back.
clear at first what happened, for sure. And I mean,
Yeah,
between the darkness from her hat, like shining the shade on her face, like the announcers had to basically say, "Oh shit, she just got misted," and I was like, "Okay, oh that's what happened. Okay, that now I see the blue paint. All right, but yeah, it was definitely she needs to learn how to do it better for sure."
but no, I do love the involvement of Sky Blue. A year ago we were like, who's who? Sky Blue, Cora Jade, and
Right?
Roxy. Like, no, okay, we know now. You can't say that anymore. You can't.
No,
Ladies and gentlemen, the last review of this Dynamite was the MJF had to find two friends, and where was he gonna find it? But then MJF shows up with a pink scarf and a scissor me shirt and some pink tights, which
Everybody think.
he looked like he was being held hostage. And the Bullet Club, Austin and Colton Gunn, Jay White and Juice Robinson defeated Billy Gunn, MJF, and the Acclaim.
yeah, this was
So,
really weird, right? So Max and MJ and then he claimed had been like following MJF around, begging to be his partner, and MJF was like, "No, no, no, I'm gonna find somebody." And then all of a sudden, the Acclaimed came out first for this match, and it was like, "Oh, okay, I guess that's who he's gonna have wrestle with them." And then he came
right.
out in the scissor me shirt, but still wouldn't do the scissor me with the. So you're willing to wear the shirt, but not actually do the scissor. Like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was fun. Bullet Club Gold got the win. Other than MJF taking the loss here, which is kind of different from the moment. I'm fine with it. I thought it was fun.
Um, that was loud. um, so we've been building to this, right? A couple of weeks of Matt Caster and MJF actually becoming friends. The ending of this, I'm not sure how I feel about it, right? I love how clean Jay White hit the Blade Runner on MJF. I got the 1, 2, 3, like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I do love that, right? But to the storyline of MJF and Matt Caster being friends, I think to what you call it, it did it on a wet fart, but I really do think he should have gotten his belt back right now. right? I think he should have got. I think they should let him win, get his belt back, and then do the scissor me, right? But it like instead of being a 10, it's a 7. So it really isn't that big of a drop. I do love, at the end, Jay was trying to hit MJF with the belt back to the bullet. And so he was like, "Are you okay, buddy?" He was like, "Scissor me." And he's like, "No." And then like, but he was like, "I'm already like, sir, I know we're on cable television, but you cannot be cussing this much. After all he freaking did to you, you freaking sit here right now." Like he, I feel like I feel like that's probably trying to get to his own children. And all he did for you, now you be his friend. You sit here right now. So like, yeah, like it was a 10, but it was a 7. A decent way to end Dynamite.
Do we?
Ladies,
Here's my question. So we've been doing this. We've had this Guns, Ass Boys, Acclaimed, Billy Gunn, Daddy Ass, whole circle going on for a really long time now, right? And I guess the
Yeah,
question is, now they're kind of back in each other's vortex again with this little thing because we had the little Guns face off with their dad again here. And this, do we actually get? Is there going to be some resolution to this situation, or is it just Daddy Ass just stays with the Acclaim forever? I mean, you think it's, or you think they're going to actually have some sort of where these guys have it out again, and maybe he goes back to his kids, or he goes away forever, or something? I mean, what do you
like
think is
from
long
my
term
experience,
storytelling, or just whatever?
it's wrestlers are better off being their own person and not falling into like, oh, this is my dad. I like it. Blah, 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 use your words.
Uh,
Whatever wrestler leaned into that really didn't go that far, in my opinion, right? So I think they should definitely Billy stay with Acclaim. The Guns come out. I do think they should do a Guns versus the Acclaim part 2 for the trios title, because the first time people like that first time was a wet spark of a like, wow, you really let the Ass Boys beat Acclaim, and we have no words. I think now doing it again for the trios titles, it'll be the heat that you'll need, and it'll be on par level that you thought the first one should have been on. So I'm definitely for that as well.
yeah, yeah, it was an okay Dynamite. I thought it was a decent Dynamite.
Right?
ladies,
Like we have a week, like they have one more Dynamite before Full Gear. So I'm not this week, not a throwaway week, but you didn't have to do too much for this week. I will say that.
No, and they had a lot of good matches. I mean, I thought Rampage had some good matches, and Collision had some really good matches, and Dynamite had some good matches. It was a solid week for AEW wrestling wise.
Yes, it was.
ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna run through quickly. Speed. I'm gonna use my speed voice for this because tomorrow we need you to tune in to watch Rampage with us. It's actually Rampage 117. You're gonna have Penta El Zero Mero versus El Hijo del Kingo versus
Like
Kamala.
Kingo.
You have Sky Blue versus Maria Shafir. You will have Daniel Garcia versus Trent Beretta. And
Mm.
you will have the Guns, Austin and Colton Gunn versus Christopher Daniels and Matt Seidel. Then you can join us on Saturday for AEW Collision because Saturday night is all right. And it's Collision 21, where the matches listed so far are AR Fox versus Swerve Strickland and Lance Archer versus Darby Allen.
Ooh, tasty matches, very tasty.
Mm,
So,
should be a
again,
good
ladies and
Rampage and a good
gentlemen,
Collision.
Yeah.
make sure you join us tomorrow because we are doing the four. I said four. Because we're watching SmackDown, Rampage, GCW Please Buddy, and Impact Turning Point. Okay? You can't miss that. Because I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, as a person who works on this podcast and does these banners for you, I'm only interested in one of those shows. Because one of them shows I don't know who gonna win. The other three, I already know who. Listen, and I know you like to watch wrestling like I do. So you all know. So you know we're gonna cut a fool during the other three shows. We're gonna laugh out and have a good time. So you can't miss that. And also, you can't miss Crown Jewel on Saturday. You can't. It might not be fun for them, but it'll be fun for us. Because we're gonna have a good old time. Okay? You catch us in the afternoon after a good meal, maybe a couple of drinks, and we'll have a good time. Now, I don't know if Miss Anika's available. Are you available, Miss Anika, on
I
Saturday at
might
1?
be a little, I might be a little bit late, but I will definitely be when I get there. I'll be there until main event.
Okay. Will you be there? Will you be at Saturday night is all right, or Saturday night is all right too much?
I will definitely do that too.
Yay! So we got a nigga. We got a nigga on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. You know, ALW just coming in during the afternoon. Them people over there Pacific Standard Time, they only come for one. They can't hang out too much. They gotta take their rest break. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, you will see Anika Friday and Saturday. You see what I'm saying? That beautiful face. Spreading that black girl magic. Just doing it
Please,
everywhere.
please, please.
Listen, like I said, you gonna leave better than you came when you get some black magic in your life. Okay? So, until then, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say peace.
Bye.